Welcome to this week's Safety Shop Walk video. I got Nate here with me who has actually a shout out, right, Nate?
I do, yeah. All right, go for it, Nate. Oh, well, I want to give a shout out to Jose Morales for a lot of things. I'll start off by saying he always has a good thought process about what he's doing for the day and every task. And not only that, he's working with Alex de Guzman, and he's also working with an electrician on his autoplay. So he's introduced the electrician to the thought process every morning as they have a stand-up JSA meeting. So the entire team gets together. They discuss what they're going to do throughout the day, including the electrician, and they all talk about what they're going to do and what their safety thought process is for that day.
No, I agree with you. Actually, as a matter of fact, I walked to them yesterday and he was very explicit about the different things that they were finding and
Right.
was sharing some concerns with me. So great job, Jose.
Yeah,
Good job.
Good job. And, that's the expectation for all the leads. Regardless of who's with you on that autoclave, you should always bring everybody in, talk about what you're all going to do, because the electrician might have, some interference with the mechanic if they're running conduit or doing something, and the mechanic vice versa.
All right.
All right. Because that they communicate. So good job to Jose.
Yeah, good job. Round of applause, man. All right, we're here in Edward 14, and I'm here with Gumaro, our safety specialist 3, and we're going to talk about the importance of bleeding out your lines at the end of your shifts. You should not leave lines with pressure on them for it, and the cylinders should be completely off at night. So when you're done at the end of your shift, you should turn the tank off and then the remaining excess, bleed it out. Leaving tanks on overnight can pose a danger, right, Gumaro?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
This can go off at any time and it'll whiplash around. No one's going to be around here. All these pressure's going to be lost. And over time, leaving these lines with pressure, it damages them, damages the seals on them. So, Gumar, would you be so kind to help us demonstrate how you would do this process at the end of the day before you go home or just before you go to your long lunch?
Yes, sir.
Could you show me, please?
Yes, thank you, Victor. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that your welding machine is in the on position. You want to shut the gas cylinder valve off to the closed position. And as you can see, the gauges are indicating that it has pressure for the gas. So what you want to do is you want to just go ahead and depress the gun of your welding. And as you depress it, you're going to go ahead and indicate it here that you are releasing the gas pressure of your gas cylinders. Once that has accumulated, that's an indication that you are zero pressure on your valve. That's it. I'll hand it back to Victor.
Thank you so much, Kumar, for the explanation. Good job on that. And hopefully you guys all can see and make sure that you guys follow that process to unpressurize your lines and get into the habit of turning off the compressed cylinders before going to lunch or right at the end of your shift before going home. Thank you. And we'll move on to the next topic. One thing I want to talk about is that when you're working in the shop, a lot of the times you have your product that you're working on and you're working in a very tight space that if you just organize your space a little, you can be able to clear it out and provide yourself enough working space. For instance, here is a very tight gap and corner to get around this. This is a simple fix for you to be able to do what I'm doing right now. Would be, you got plenty of space on the other side. It would be to move your cart out of that way and put it in the space that is not going to be in your way for you to be able to be using this. And now, that way you'll actually now have clearance. You'll have clearance to move around faster. Here you could move, this table can be pushed as well. This is a heavy table, but you would get the forklift or whatever and push it out. And it opens up space for you to walk around because although you're working here, and if you don't clear yourself up, eventually, if you forget, you're going to come and you're going to hit yourself. You're going to hurt yourself. Some of these corners are sometimes sharp. And these are the things that you got to look out for. Always make sure that you have your space clear and that you also have a good path of travel to leave in case of an emergency. So please take that into consideration and apply it to your everyday work and think about your space and how you could improve so that way you're working comfortable, you're actually working safely, and you have a clear exit path. Well, we reached the end of our video. We just went over two important topics and we had a great shout out. Topic number one, again, reminder, please make sure that you guys close out those cylinders at the end of the day, bleed out the lines, and turn off the compressed gases. The second thing is working on your space. Always have a good thought process of, how am I going to work safely without having to navigate or to go through tight quarters, pay attention to sharp corners, and always leaving a good emergency exit path of travel in case you have to leave the building in case of an emergency. So hopefully you can apply this to your everyday work day. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.